Hello, everyone. I went to see the remake of The Running Man. The first one came out in 1980s sometime. I can't quite remember the year. And that had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. And it's an adaptation from Stephen King's novel, The Running Man, that I've never read. I always thought it was a short story of Stephen King's. I didn't realize it was a full novel. Now, when I originally saw the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 80s, loved it. Thought it was great. And I also thought too, and me and a friend thought, okay, it's time for a remake. They finally did it with Glenn Powell. Now, Glenn Powell is a hit and miss with me. He's not one of my favorite actors, but he's starting to become one of my favorite actors because I started watching a TV series with him in it on Disney called Chad Powers. It's a comedy about football and a lot of other fun actors are in there, and it's really well put together. And I didn't even realize it was Glenn Powell at the start. And then I was like, that is Glenn Powell, because I never looked up the cast. I was just watching it because it looked kind of interesting. And it's not even my type of thing, but it was entertaining and I liked it. And they are making a season 2. So check out Chad Powers on Disney if you've never seen it. It's quite a funny TV series. And I can't wait for season 2. And I'm glad they're doing it. So he was the main running man in this one. And he made you feel for the character. He really made you feel for him. He was holding his child, caring for his child, talking to his boss. He was kind of fired at that job, fired at another job for really no real reason. They'll get into it a little bit more into the movie. So now his child is really sick and they need money to take care of it. He doesn't want his wife to go to this job that's kind of shady and it's kind of like a rough type waitress job and it looks like there's crooks that run it type thing. He doesn't want her to work there. It's too dangerous. So he decides to try out for all these games. So after he left talking to his boss with the child in his hand, he comes back home and he's sitting there and he's watching all these really rough games where people make money. Like they make tons of money. And the biggest game is the Running Man, where you can make $1 billion, and money every day. It gets into that too in the movie as well. Now, so he decides to try out and tells his wife not to work because they need money for their sick child. So he goes to this big city and it looks like there's like a wall around it. They scan him, digital ID at its best, and they know exactly who he is. So they allow him to come in. They ask him why he's there. He's there to try out. And he gets in this huge lineup, and there's all these guards in this city that kind of look like stormtroopers from Star Wars. Not quite, but kind of has that vibe to it. So they tell him to wait in this line, and it looks like a bank line. In the olden days, bank lines used to be like this. So I'm like, okay, so he's in this huge lineup. These guards are watching. This guy gets sick, and stuff happens. Okay. I'm not going to say what happens there, but now finally he gets up to the cashier or the customer service, says what he wants. So yes, they bring him in, but they scan him. They knew everything about him. He was kind of like blackballed from everything. So he had no choice to do this for his child. And like I said, the character really made you feel that they were poor and they needed to do this. So he goes there and he tries out, and the tryouts are vicious. But his wife did not want him to do the Running Man. Anything else except the Running Man. But they chose him to do the Running Man. Now from there, it was good. Like there was a lot of good things from this movie. Good acting, good everything. Great action. The action sequences were great, making you feel for the characters were great. The world, the way it was weird and strange. And it was just, it made you like deep into the world. And I saw it in 3D. So the 3D was incredible. And there weren't really a lot of people in the cinemas because it kind of bombed at the box office so far. And it's a shame because it is visually stunning and the special effects are really well done. The hunters that hunt them down, everything's really good. But the ending lacked. The ending kind of like the last 20, 30 minutes, it's like they didn't have enough money to finish it or something. And I was like, what's going on here? Why are they destroying something so good at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end, the third act, I guess you would call it, or the fourth act perhaps, it just crumbled into pieces. I was sad about that. And there was so much more they could have done with it. Now, Stephen King liked this adaptation more than he liked the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 80s. Now, some other people came out and said they like this adaptation too, but it's not really it's going to get okay ratings. It's like 65% Rotten Tomatoes, I believe, maybe a 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb. Now, in 3D, because I saw it in 3D and I really was caring for the characters, but the ending really lacked. So this is hard for me. I'm going to give it a 7. I should really give it a 6.5, but I'm giving a 7 for the 3D part of it because I think it deserves to be seen in 3D. Visually stunning, puts you into the world. But for non-3D, I would, for 3D, 7.5 out of 10. For non-3D, I would give it a 7, and I'm kind of being generous. The ending really wasn't that good. It's like it kind of went downhill for some reason. You have something so good at the beginning and then downhill at the ending. It cost $110 million to make, as far as I know. Unless I'm wrong, I'll put it at the back of me, but it's a shame. Maybe you just needed more money or something. The ending kind of, I don't know. It's a shame. But, 7.5 out of 10 in 3D. In non-3D, I just give it a 7. It could have been much, much better, but Glenn Powell was incredible in it, and I can't wait to see what else he does. And I wasn't a big fan of him, but I was as soon as I started watching that Chad Powers TV series. And this movie, he brought me into the world, and all the other actors were actually really good in it. All right, everyone, bye for now. Check out my movie reviews, food reviews, and much more. Thank you again for watching, and have an incredible day. Bye for now.